Alright guys, so you might be wondering what you're looking at right now. This is Project XMC, or the Extremely Modified Carburetor project I've been doing on this channel, and it's really kind of a channel favorite. You guys seem to love carburetor videos. Well, I have got a treat for you then, because these are all the iterations and we're adding a new one. Let me talk about it. Let me show you what this poor, defenseless, unsuspecting, helpless carburetor is about to be subject to. Alright, so here it is. Here is our brand new test subject, our brand new carburetor main body that we are going to be doing testing with. Flow bench testing, and this will see gasoline. So I'm just going to throw that out there right now. This is going to be a functional carburetor, where this, not so much so. It's just for flowing air. Just for, the concept. This is going to be the reality. Now, you can go back and re-watch all of the things we've done with this. It's called Project XMC. I mean, we've taken a 600 main body, right? We've cut it up, we've, done all kinds of stuff, filled it with JB Weld, stuck an 850 base plate on it, and this picked up 157 CFM. And this has twice the booster signal as a carburetor with the same CFM rating. So, this is getting retired. We've done so many tests with this, and we've learned so much. This is too cool to do anything else with, so it's getting retired. But its memory will live. Well, I mean, I'm not getting rid of it. It's going to be like a display piece, obviously. But we are going to take everything we learned from doing this, and we're going to do it better. And, more. We're going to do more. And we're going to do what we did there. And we're going to do it all better. Okay? Let me explain. Now, this main body is actually a 650 main body, and I chose that for a very specific reason, which I'll get into. But besides that, besides it being a 650, this and this actually are almost identical. This being a vacuum secondary, this being a double pumper. And again, it is going to see fuel. That is why it's a double pumper. Eventually, it's going to be on that thing back there. And possibly maybe one of your guys' rides. If anyone wants to collaborate, I'm open to it. But these two actually started life basically identical. So we're going to do much of the same thing, like I said. Starting with, though, we have to get this thing flow tested first, as is. Because we need a baseline to see if what we're doing is doing anything, frankly. I mean, we know it did up there, but we need to establish a baseline, a flow test baseline anyway. There's not really any point in putting it on a vehicle now because, well, it's bone stock, right? But we are going to flow test it using a 600 base plate. Why? Well, that's because that's what we did up there with that one. And because the venturis are very similar, almost identical to the 600s. They're just a smidgen bigger, the actual venturi diameter. But as far as the actual venturi bore, they're practically similar. The only difference being right here on the edge. What they did was they just went and they chamfered the very bottom of the venturi bores. And the 650, if you didn't know, actually uses a 750 base plate. That's where the extra CFM comes from, along with the slightly bigger diameter and venturi size diameter, right? But we're not going to flow it with a 750 base plate. We're going to flow it with the 600 base plate. And in case, give you guys a good idea of the difference in size, if you can kind of sort of tell. It's hard to tell on camera, but that's the difference in diameter. Actually, it's a fairly significant one. Yeah, I mean, it's sizable. We are going to flow it with the 600 base plate first. Then, once we establish that baseline, the quickest, easiest test of all, we're going to throw the 750 base plate on it and see what it does. How much extra CFM is this gaining on the exact same venturi bore? Because we literally aren't going to be touching anything on this carburetor except the base plate change. I want to see what that does. Then, after that, we are going to come back. This is where I run down the list of things that we're going to be doing to this carburetor to amp you up, to get you excited, you know, for what's next, right? Because, well, we need to draw excitement to this thing. This is cool stuff. What we're going to do is what I did on this one. Now, I adapted an 850 base plate onto this guy from a 600 main body, and I hogged out the bottom of that bore. As you can see, all of the burr marks are still there because I left all that, because why not, right? So I did that. I smoothed out the bottom of the venturi bores to meld it right into that 850 base plate. But from the factory, all they did was just chamfer the very bottom of it. I want to see if there's any difference, any at all, going from this stock bore with a 750 base plate. And if I come in here and I port the actual venturi bore itself to meld it a lot nicer transition into that base plate, if that is going to increase anything, frankly, I want to see what it does. I think that's going to be an interesting test, and that's one test we did not do with the other one. So already we're going to be finding out new things. Once we're done with that, messing around with the base plate stuff, and we're going to do that first because it's literally the easiest thing to do first, right? I mean, it's right there, you know. So, I mean, that's quick test. I can send this in, have it flowed. The same day we can get the base plate test done and over with, then I can quickly port this, send it back in, and get that test done. You know, boom, 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 we get results, right? So that's why we're going to do that first. Second, we are going to take care of the opening. We're going to cut this choke tower off. We're going to smooth everything out. We're going to port the very top of this carburetor. Last time when we did that to this is before the JB weld, by the way. The last time we did that to this, we picked up 80 CFM, I think it was, 80. And I want to see if we get close to that same gain here. It's probably not going to be exactly the same. Might be a bit less, who knows. But I want to do that with this to get that test going. And then we can reaffirm, you know, how much does that actually do for you. We'll have the data from that test, the data from this test. That will give you a better idea what you can expect out of yours, right? Then, after we do that, we're going to start messing with the boosters. I don't know if you can see, yeah, the boosters. Last time we took out this crossbar and we, you know, fiddled around with the straight leg boosters a lot to try to get, you know, the booster signal up. We're not going to do that with this one. We're going to do something different. I am going to knock out these straight leg boosters and replace them with down leg boosters. I want an A/B test, what the difference is, you know, CFM, if there's any, I'm sure there will be, and booster signal, you know, if there's a difference, which clearly there will be, because you're moving the booster closer to the venturi, right? So obviously, I mean, that's the whole point of the down leg booster. But how much? We're going to be able to find out, because we're going to do an A/B test of me just knocking these boosters out and putting in down leg boosters. That'll be interesting, right? Then we are going to start getting into crazy town, okay? After we do all that nifty things, I am going to take the boosters. This is something I've wanted to do forever, right? I wanted to do it with this one right here, and that was going to be the next step. But if I was to do it to this one, it would completely destroy this carburetor as it is now, and I want to preserve that. That's why I'm getting this carburetor, to do this specific mod to. We're going to take those down like boosters. I am going to come out here. I am going to drill a hole down here, and I am going to put the booster below the venturi. I have a feeling this mod is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I have a theory that putting the booster below the venturi will actually increase booster signal dramatically. There is theories on maybe it would not do that, but we're going to find out. Now that modification is going to be very interesting. Well, I mean, and it's twofold, right? Not only do I want to do it just to see what it's going to be like, you know, I have a good feeling about that. I believe lowering the booster below the venturi is actually going to improve a lot of things. And frankly, I think the only reason they don't do it now is because they already have this design, and it doesn't seem like anybody's willing to change it. Hell, even like brawler carburetors, quick fuel carburetor, any knockoff, Holley carburetor, they all use the same damn boosters. They haven't even changed the boosters, right? They're still using the same old technology of the downlight booster. So I have a feeling they don't do radical stuff like that just because they already have the basic mold design and they're not willing to change it. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because after that, then we're going to get to Crazy Town with the JB Weld or some other epoxy something medium. I don't know. We're going to test JB Weld. I want to test this with gasoline. Like, get some gasoline, get some JB Weld, put it in there, test the different types of JB Weld, maybe, or other epoxies, to see which one is the most fuel resistant. Like, what is going to actually survive in carburetor conditions, both heat and fuel, right? Because, like I said, this one's going to be a usable model, right? But, besides the point, after we do that booster mod, once we drop them down below the venturi, then we're going to start doing the JB Weld stuff. Because that was the biggest pain in the rear end with trying to do this carburetor, was all this JB Weld for one massive, giant reason, and why it's not looking the greatest right now. You know why that reason is? Take a wild guess on why this reason is. You see this finger? I can't fucking fit it in there with the booster in the way. If I put the booster below the venturi, I can work above the venturi and do a way better job than I did here. I mean, that was the biggest pain in the butt with this thing, was trying to work around these boosters and porting it. I mean, you get a burr down there trying to, port this stuff right next to the booster. You miss a little bit and you nick that booster. Oh, man. Oh, that was the worst. So, we're not going to have that problem with this bad boy because the boosters aren't even going to be there. They're going to be way down here. So, out of the way. Don't need to, worry about them. Probably before we do that, we will, in fact, this one. We will, in fact, put the 850 base plate on it. We might do that with the other base plate testing, might as well, right? Because I don't want anything, I don't want to have to touch the bottom of these bores after I put the booster in there. I don't want to work around the booster at all. Like, I want the booster to be where it is, and then I want to work around it. And, well, not around it, away from it, right? Because I want full access to the top of this carburetor for porting to make it way nicer, way smoother than this thing ever was. Okay? One major note on that. We are keeping the, we're not going to go as crazy with the JB Weld as that. We're going to do a better job, but not quite as crazy. We're going to keep the functionality of these accelerator pumps and the functionality of the air bleeds. We'll possibly make them, I mean, we can drill these things out and put adjustable air bleeds in it. That will probably be a good tuning modification. We'll need all the tuning we can get for this thing to run it on a car. So we'll probably do that. But both the air bleeds and the accelerator pumps will be fully functional and fully interchangeable, like, you know, changing. Unlike this one, where we just kind of JB Weld over the whole thing. This is going to keep its functionality in any way, shape, form, idea that I can come up with to do that whilst making it, you know, like that. So that is the rant and the spiel for now. I just wanted to make this quick video to let you guys know what we're planning on doing. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to start porting this thing out again. It's gonna be, you know, I want to do it much better, right? And I got all kinds of more ideas that I want to do with this thing, like paint. Oh, that's one thing I didn't mention. I want to, like, after this step, it would be cool to like go in here with, like, I don't know, some fuel resistant paint, some I don't know, Gliptol or something, and paint over it and make it all nice and just smooth and pretty and, you know, that kind of stuff. That would be pretty cool. Oh, golf ball dimples. That's another thing we can do. See, I did all these golf ball dimples around here. I think before we do JB welding, I can come in here and golf ball dimple all of this. Yeah, that's another thing we can do. We can golf ball dimple the carburetor and flow it and see if that helps at all. See, there is so much we can do with this thing, and leave your suggestions down in the comments below, because, you know, two minds are better than just one sometimes. And, well, hopefully we get at least 100 or something people watching this video. All of your minds are better than just mine, so feel free to leave any suggestions, comments, ideas you want to see tested down there in the comments. But anyhoozle, that's the update. Here we go. And I'll catch you next time.